In this lesson, you will find the perimeter and area of parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. Perimeter, remember, is the distance around the figure. It's found by adding all of the sides together. Area, on the other hand, is the space inside a figure, and it's measured in square units. To find the area of a parallelogram, you multiply the base times the height. The base and height of a parallelogram are always perpendicular to each other. So let's go ahead and first find the perimeter. The perimeter, it's just adding the sides together. So you start on one corner and you walk all the way around the figure. So the perimeter is going to equal 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. Or the perimeter is going to equal 16 inches. Now when you go to find the area, I want you to write down three things. I want you to first write down the formula. Area equals BH, or base times height. Below that, step 2 is to write down the formula with the numbers where they belong. So the base is 5 and the height is 2. And then now is where you could pick up your calculator, or in this case you shouldn't need it. 5 times 2 is 10. And then the label is going to be in inches squared. So I want to see three things for area. The formula with the numbers replacing the variables, and then the answer. Next up, we have a triangle. A triangle is half of a parallelogram. So since a parallelogram is base times height, a triangle is base times height times 1/2. Or some people prefer to think of it as base times height divided by 2. So in our example, to find the perimeter, remember, is just adding up the three sides. So start at one corner and walk all the way around. 5 plus 4.5 plus 7. The perimeter is going to equal, let's see, 9.5 plus 7, so 16.5 feet. Did I remember my label up here? Yes, I did. All right, so 16.5 feet. Now for the area, you're going to start out by writing down the formula. Area equals either 1/2 base times height, or I like to use base times height divided by 2. Now below that, we're going to plug in the information. Area equals, the base of the triangle is 7 and the height is 3. So 7 times 3 divided by 2. And now you can work that out and get the actual answer. Area equals 21 divided by 2, or 10.5 feet squared. All right, our last figure that we're going to work with is a trapezoid. If I were to take this trapezoid, which by the way has one pair of parallel sides, if I were to take this trapezoid, make a copy of it, and spin it around, and stick it together, you would see that it makes a parallelogram. Remember, the area of a parallelogram is base times height. So if we take B1 plus B2, or the two bases of the trapezoid, and add them together, and then multiply it by the height, that would give us the area of this parallelogram. But then remember, we only want half of that. So that is where the formula for area of a trapezoid comes from. It's 1/2 times the height times the sum of the bases. B1 and B2 stand for the two bases, the two parallel sides. So if we start by finding the perimeter of this trapezoid, the perimeter is going to be just walking around the figure. So start in one spot and walk all the way around. It's 15 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7. So now if we add those all together, 15 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7, you end up with 39 meters. Now to find the area, we're going to start out by writing down the formula. Area equals 1/2 times the height times the sum of the bases, so B1 plus B2. Now we're going to plug those numbers in. So area equals 1/2 times the height. The height is the distance between the two bases, so it's going to be 6. So 1/2 times 6 times the sum of the bases, so it's going to be 15 plus 9. Now you can go ahead and write your answer. 1/2 times 6 is 3, and then 3 times, what do we have here, 24? 3 times 24, that's going to be 72. And it's going to be meters squared.